Okay, so all week we've been talking about character traits, and we know the difference between character emotions and how a character feels throughout the story. But then we can decide the character traits, which is more about the personality of the character and how the character behaves usually, right? Yes. Next week we're going to start talking about one of my favorites, main idea. And we know main idea, what the story's all about. Details and more about the story. And I can't wait to get that. But we're going to finish out strong with character traits with the super fun activity. We started it earlier on in the day. We prepped our interactive notebooks for this activity, correct? Yes. So I have this super fun story. While I read the story, we're going to talk about the character traits that this character right here goes through. And can the character traits also change? Can they change throughout the story? Yeah, because the character goes through different experiences throughout the story that might change their minds. Okay? What I want you to do, you have 5 seconds, take out your reading interactive notebook. Blue, 5, 4, Rihanna's ready, 3, 2, London's ready, 1. So we found this nifty chart, right? Yes. And the nifty chart has feelings along the top, feelings that we already know, and it's really easy to decide when a character is mean and sad and acting nice. But we have synonyms that make our conclusions that we draw about what traits they are easier and more specific, because a character can be nice, but they can be really loving at the time. So we're more specific with what we choose, right? Yes. Say you're welcome. Say thank you, Miss Reed. Thank you. I gave you your own because I want you to have this, and we'll be referring to this throughout the year when we want to talk more in depth about a character. Okay? So you have your own. So while we talk, I want you to be looking at this, and while I read, I want you to look at this and try to decide the character traits that the character is going through. You ready? Yes. Here it goes. The title of the story is Julius, the Baby of the World, by Kevin Hanks. Okay? Okay. I see Jalen tracking me. It's awesome. These are for the baby. Here is Lily, and she has gifts for the baby. Before Julius was born, Lily was the best big sister in the world. She gave him things, she told him secrets, and she sang lullabies to him every night. Look at your charts. What kind of character is Lily right now? What kind of traits can we decide she is right now? Tatiana? Nice, right? So that's good. That's a great start. I'm agreeing with you that it's nice. She's being real nice as a big sister. Is Julius born yet? No. Julius isn't born yet. Let's dig deeper. Let's upgrade nice to one of those synonyms, right? Mayana, what do you think?
Caring.
Caring. I like caring. What else? I agree. London?
Loving.
Woo! Loving. Caring, loving. I love both of those. Open up your book to that character trait graphic organizer that we prepped earlier. This is how this is going to work, right? So we all have this part, right? Yeah. So the way this graphic organizer works is that you just need to put Lily in the character space. Do that now. Lilly. That's our character that we're analyzing. Lilly. Okay? And then in different moments in the story, we're going to stop. We're going to put the character traits that we decide the character is portraying right now, right here in this box. Okay? And then we're going to put the evidence behind the flag. Okay? So our first traits, Mayana shared loving.
No, I didn't.
Loving, caring. Let's put both of those. Okay? Loving and caring in the first character trait box. Loving, caring. Why do we think that? What's the evidence that we can take? What's the evidence? What are some things that Lily was doing? Darius?
The thing that Lily was doing to do the character trait is that she was like doing things for her little brother, and even though he wasn't born yet.
You said doing things. I agree, but let's be more specific. What kind of things was she doing?
She was telling him things.
Telling him secrets. Okay, what else?
And gave him things.
She gave him things. So that's both evidence for her being a really loving sister. Flip back. All you need to do is bend his back. Eyes. All you need to do, see that dotted line? I'm just going to bend that back. And that is where you'll write your evidence, okay? Bend that back. Write your evidence there. Quickly, quickly. Just a quick job. I'm not worried about complete sentences right now. We're really just trying to get our thoughts out. There'll be a time later that we'll write these out, but we just want all of our thoughts down quickly. There just gave us 2 great evidence points to use. When you're done writing those 2 points, those examples, those key examples on how Lily is being a loving, caring character, your eyes are back on me and you're in learner's position. Now I'm ready to move on. Mackenzie is ready. 10 seconds to wrap up. Jalen's ready. So is Shanae. So is James. So is Keviana. Okay, I'm moving on. After Julius was born, it was a different story. Lily took her things back. She pinched his tail, and she yelled insulting comments into his crib. I am the queen, said Lily, and I hate Julius. Now, I want peanut butter and tell jelly because something has changed. Something huge has changed, right? I want peanut butter to tell jelly. Something you notice. Compare and contrast Lily from the beginning of the story, the page before, to now. Peanut butter, tell jelly. Teach, teach.
Okay.
Well, if you feel jealous, that means that you are jealous of something else happening. Impolite.
Because when my little nephew was born, I was kind of impolite, but I seemed to used to him even when he pulled my hair on the picture.
Okay, so you're saying when your baby...
Nephew.
Oh, when your nephew was born, it takes a while to get used to him, right? So you might have been impolite at first, and then you had to get used to him. Awesome job. Okay, let's move on. I want you to look. Actually, you could close your book right now because I don't want you to get distracted. We'll add our next trait in a moment. Okay. But her parents loved him. They kissed his wet pink nose. They admired his small black eyes. And they stroked his sweet white fur. Lily thought his wet pink nose was slimy. She thought his small black eyes were beady. And she thought his sweet white fur was not so sweet. Especially when he needed his diaper changed. Julius is the baby of the world, chimed Lily's parents. Disgusting, said Lily. Lily had to share her room with Julius. After Julius goes away, do I get my room back? She asked. Julius isn't going anywhere, said Lily's mother. And he didn't. He stayed. And stayed. And stayed. Lily was supposed to be very quiet while Julius slept. After Julius goes away, can I talk like a normal person again? She shouted. Julius isn't going anywhere, said Lily's father, and he didn't. He stayed, and he stayed, and he stayed. What character trait can we use to describe Lily now? Because she doesn't seem to want him to be around still. Mackenzie, what do you think? Cruel. What else? Jalen?
Hateful.
Hateful. I'm feeling that too. I'm feeling that. What else? Mayana? Impatient. Now, when you ask questions like, is he going to leave now? Can I get my room back when he leaves? Impatient is a really good one. Yes. Evil. What if I always want to keep things to myself? There's one I'm looking for in particular. Keviana?
Selfish.
Woo, selfish, okay? Let's add one more trait. Add a trait for how Lily is behaving now. Your next box. Your next box. From what I can tell already, Lily has changed quite a bit. Once you have your trait, use some evidence. Think back to some things that she did that explain why you know she's acting that way now. Back it up. Back it up. I'm seeing even some more ideas as I walk around. That's great. Remember, I don't need you to write in full sentences yet until we get to the writing activity. Just quickly jot because we have a whole story to get through. Just quickly jot. So what? Oh. London's finished. So it's Darius. You can go ahead and just close your book. I don't mind. It does take us a long time to find the page. Trey's ready to move on. Let's quickly move. So is Jalen. So is Tatiana. So is Caleb. 5 seconds. Finish up your last thought. And eyes. We want Julius to grow up to be as extraordinary as you, said Lily's mother. So we must tell him constantly how beautiful he is and how much we love him. When no one was looking, Lily had her own idea. This is her parents. They said, "We love you, Julius. You are beautiful, Julius." Here is Lily. She said, "I hate you." Class?
Yes.
We want Julius to grow up to be as clever as you, said Lily's father. So we must sing him his numbers and his letters whenever possible. When no one was looking, Lily had her own idea. Here's her parents. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Here's the mom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But here's Lily. 3, 8, 1, 5, 9, 6. A, J, K, Z, B, S, C, H. Why is Lily saying her letters and her numbers like that? Jalen, what do you think?
I think she's saying her letters and her numbers like that so the baby could do it too and get mixed up.
Oh, yeah, she's trying to mix him up on purpose. She's still behaving in a not so kind way, correct?
Yes.
When I read this story earlier before, as soon as I got to this part, it reminded me of another story that we read very recently. It reminded me of another character that we read about recently. Tell me, actually, Jelly, tell Peanut Butter what it reminds you of. Teach.
Okay.
Class.
Yes.
I've been shocked. Because in my mind, when I asked you that question, I already had an answer in mind. I kind of knew what we were going with. But then I came over here to this group over here, and they completely refreshed my memory on a story that I had completely forgot that we even started. So, Darius, share with me what Trey was explaining to you.
Trey was explaining to me that he remembered the story that when Judy Moody, she went to the store with Rocky, and she didn't want her brother to come. And so when he found the rock, she thought her and Rocky thought it was a moon rock, and him. So she smashed it, and then he went back into the house and started selling it, and then he got more money than her.
I completely forgot about that story. Amazing. Because not only I was thinking about a more recent story, but that's an even stronger connection because that is a character who was treating her younger brother in a not so nice way, just like this story. So